I got 'em dead by the light. I got 'em wrapped up like a douche. Another runner in the night. I got 'em dead by the light. I got 'em wrapped up like a douche. Another runner in the night.
This is going to be a quick video of how to repair cracked fiberglass. I got a spoiler, or SS wing off of Monte Carlo. It actually belonged to Southern Chevy TV. This Monte Carlo called the Hellraiser. He asked me could I fix it for him. I said yeah, I could fix it because I got to do some fiberglass anyway. And the good thing about this here, I can access the backside. So I can build it up on the backside and then I can just feather edge the front. I just got to make it strong on the back. And what we need to do, we need to take some 80 grit and rough this backside up. Probably from here, on this side, and here on this side. We're going to rough that up with 80 grit. I got an old piece of 80 grit here. I'm just going to fold it in half and rough it up real good, right quick. I got to sand it down with 80. Also seen a few more, well, a couple of more spots that I need to repair. Like right here. You can see it's been pushed in. I don't know what to do with that, but I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to build it back up in this spot here. But like whoever started sanding it kind of messed the shape up. So I'm going to put a piece of fiberglass back here. Then I put some fiberglass fill on this side. But it should be like this here. Straight across. You can use fiberglass mat or fiberglass cloth. I'm going to use cloth because I don't feel like searching for my mat. So this is fiberglass cloth. I got some here. And I'm going to mix up some resin. This fiberglass resin here. I'm going to mix some up. And I'll probably just put it in here so I can soak the cloth. Let me show you how I got it set up. I got a clamp holding it together. And I got my pieces of fiberglass cloth set up. Not set up, but cut out. I got 4 pieces for the bottom, 4 pieces for the top. Then these little pieces here going over here. And I got my resin. I just poured it in the top of this here because it comes with a little plastic top cap. I poured it in there so I could just lay my cloth in there, soak it, then put it on there. Then I got me a chip brush, a little small one. Got these from Harbor Freight. And you want to make sure you wear some gloves. So let me put my hardener in here. Then I mix it up. Then we'll start wiping it on. Once I set the fiberglass in place, I just start dabbing it with my brush. We're not going to worry about this excess here because we're going to cut it off once it dry up. But you just want to make sure the cloth good and soaked. And I did the same thing over here. When this dry up, I'll cut you back on. Fiberglass undried. I could take this clamp off now. And I had put some wax paper here just to hold this in place until it dry, because fiberglass don't stick to wax paper. I just balled it up and stuffed it in there. See if I can get it out by holding the camera at the same time. Alright, now I'm just going to trim this here out. Just this excess fiberglass, trim it up. And I'll be trimming it up with this here, this die grinder with a saw blade on it. I think I got the packages over here. The blades, got them from Harbor Freight. So let me trim that up. I'm not going to try to get exactly even with the existing fiberglass. I'm just going to cut it enough so I can sand the rest of it down. Okay, you see it's trimmed off. I didn't worry about trimming this yet because I'm going to put some fiberglass filler and build it up to the existing. And I wanted to do that before I trim it. So now we're going to take this little Harbor Freight rotary tool. Got like a little circle. It's something like this here, but it's more like a ball. And we're going to open up this fiberglass crack. We're going to open it up so we can get some fiberglass filler in it. That's what you want to do. You want to make the crack worse than what it is, so you have enough room to get some in it. Because if I just try to wipe some fiberglass filler or something here, it might not just feather edge good, and it won't be. The more it in there, the better bun it'll have. So we're gonna open that up. Now you can see I got the crack open up. It's like a little channel. Now on this here, where I said it look like it's been shaved or something, I'm gonna build it back up. Unless it's supposed to be like that. Let me see. Let me turn it over. I don't know, it might supposed to be like that. Look like it's in the middle of the... Nah, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I was finna say look like it's in the middle of the spoiler, but it's not. So I'm gonna sand this with 80 grit just to give my fiberglass filler something to bond to. Then we'll start laying some fiberglass filler. Here's the fiberglass filler. It's by Bondi. It's called Bondi glass. Got some here. I just gotta mix it up. Got it white with fiberglass filler. This over here. Like I said, once it's dry, I trim it up. I almost forgot about this part here, so I went back and wiped some filler on that. And I also had a little left, so I put a little light skim coat on this top because it has some imperfections. Now what I do, I sand it with the DA with some 180. I'm just gonna knock it down enough just to get it flush with the rest of it. Got that taken care of. Also knock this down. Now drew a line just to show me where I need to cut. Trim this up. Now I be cutting it with the same tool I cut this with. I'm just shaping it up after I cut it with some 80 grit. Now I take my sander and shape this up while I sand it on off with the rest of it. Got it trimmed up. And now I take my soft block. I got a soft block with some 1/8 on it. And I'll block this area here. This back side. Now you can see the imperfections like here and here. A little low area here. Also here. And how I'm going to fix that, I'm just going to use some glazing putty. That'll take care of that. Use this Evercoat polyester glazing putty. I'm going to wipe a skim coat probably over this whole area. Light skim coat. Now I take that same block, the soft block, and block this glazing putty down. After I start looking over this inside, I seen 2 more cracks trying to form. It's one here. You probably can't see it through the camera, but it ain't came through yet. But this one here, you can see this one. So I'm gonna have to fix those too before I move on. I got these 2 cracks taken care of. I'm gonna let this filler dry, with fiberglass filler dry. Then I wipe some glazing, put on that. Then I'll be back on track. Back on track now. I done started sanding. I just really gotta just go over the whole spoiler. Make sure it's scuffed up, sand it down so the primer stick. Wiped everything down with wax and grease remover. I'm ready to shoot some primer now. But this is how I got it set up. So I can spray all the way around it without trying to move it. So it'll stay in place. Coats of primer. I know it's hard to see the results through this camera of this gray primer, but it's a spot I seen when I was spraying it when it was wet. See, I think it was on this end. The camera not picking it up, but it's a spot here that I'm gonna have to fill with some putty. Right here. I think I'm gonna put some 2-part glaze and put it right there. The rest of it I put 1 part. Them little imperfections. There you have it. I put the 2-part right here. The rest of it 1 part. Got me some primer. I'm gonna use this guide coat. It's just a different tone as this primer. It's a little darker, so I can use this guide coat. Brought the spoil on the outside so I can start blocking it. I just got my small block with some 1/8 on it. I'll be going in the X pattern to remove the guide coat and show me all my low areas. Okay, let's inspect it. See, that's where the 2-part filler was at. This here low area, still see the guide coat. This low, this low. These were high areas. I done cut through the primer back down to the original paint that was on there. So I gotta bring this down a little bit more. Sanding everything down. I had to build this area here up with some glazing putty because it looked like it was kind of pressed in some. I don't know what's the deal on that. But I got it ready for the primer now. Two coats of primer. I still see it's not actually flat like it need to be, but once I wet sand it should get it straight. Let me go on and spray this guide coat. Now it's time to level it on off by wet sanding. I'm going to use 400 grit on the block, or up block. Let me show you what I'm working with. This was a high area because I cut through the primer. This low, still see the guide coat. This low, still see the guide coat. But it's pretty much flat. Just gotta hit it 3 more times, then I'll be good. Finished wiping the spoiler down with wax and grease remover. It wasn't planned to put no paint on it at first. He just wanted me to fix the cracks. But since I done got this for us getting it smooth, I said why not put no paint on it? Might as well. I was trying to see which color I was going to use because he hadn't decided on which color he going to paint this. And I got a few colors of candy that I can sample on it. And I'm thinking about using that custom base micro flake up on the Voodoo Violet by House of Colors. That's my plan so far. But we'll decide once we put that microflake base down. I'll come up with something by then. It's 3 coats of microflake base. I decided to go ahead and go with this House of Color Voodoo Violet. I'll be spraying that on here. Just the candy coat. This side here you can't really see the color because the light. I ain't got that much light back here on this side of the booth. You probably could see it. Yeah, you can see it from this side. But I got a lot of texture in it because of the microflake. I'll be flow coating it once I spray 3 coats of clear on it. I'm gonna wet sand it, get it back smooth. This 3 coats of clear. I still got a flow coat because of the texture. I'm gonna let it sit out here a little bit longer. It's been about 2 hours since I got through spraying it. You can see the texture right there. Now what we got to concentrate is removing this texture so we can get a smooth, flat finish from this microflake. And how we're going to do that, we're going to take some 400 grit on a soft block and block it smooth. So let's go and get started on that. What we need to do, we just need to go back and forth in somewhat of X pattern. You want to try to keep your block flat because this area here, if you don't, it'll show up. So we just need to go back and forth, moving this grit to orange peel. Once this dry, I'll cut you back on. Now you can see the orange peel. Once I started sanding, this part here flat, but I still got to bring this down. Let me go on and finish up. I started doing this side also. Got a few more little spots I gotta hit. Just finished up with the sanding. Now I can hang it back up on my makeshift stand here and shoot my flow coat.
Nobody really gave a damn about us. We never stopped.